Okay, we are here with Danny Talbot, three-sports star here from Rocky Mount, and just tell us about some of your career achievements.
Well, I don't know if I can remember that far back. I'm so old, no. But in high school here, I was fortunate enough my senior year to play on 3 state championship teams in football, basketball, and baseball. Left here, went to the University of North Carolina, where I played baseball and football there. And I spent a year in the Baltimore Oriole organization and 3 years with the Washington Redskins.
So you were like an old-timey Deion Sanders kind of guy.
Well, I don't know about that. I'm an old-timey guy, but anyway, it's been I've had a wonderful career, and the people here in Rocky Mount have always been just very, very good to me and supported me, and so it's just an honor to be here tonight and not only help the Boys and Girls Club.
And we understand you're getting some sort of award tonight. Would you like to tell us about that?
Well, what they're doing is they're honoring me, maybe because of longevity of been around, but I am very thrilled for the fact that they saw fit to honor me at this wonderful event that Phil Ford has backed. This is the 4th year, and I'm so proud of Phil because, he was a local boy that has come back and supported this community and given back to the community. So I'm just very pleased to be a part of it and very honored.
Thanks so much for coming here today.
Thank you so much. That was great.
Hey, this is Sean Elliott with WHIG Television. We're at the Bivenue Country Club, and we're happy to be joined by former Maryland star Keith Gatlin, who's out for the 4th annual Phil Ford Classic. How's it going this evening, Keith?
Going great. Thanks for having me.
Fantastic. Hey, listen, I know you're a Maryland guy, but I know everybody certainly appreciates you coming out to support the Boys and Girls charity this year, and I know everybody's looking forward to having a great time.
Yes, I'm excited. It's my 2nd year being here, and Phil's done a great job with the charity, and so a lot of people are coming out, and I'm excited to help.
Okay, fantastic. I'll tell you, this thing's continuing to grow, and as we think back from last year again, we can see the numbers again continue to increase, and it's for a great cause. And again, we want to thank you so much for coming out and giving us a few moments. What have you been doing the last couple of years?
I'm coaching and working in Greensboro, so I'm always back in Eastern North Carolina, being from Greenville, so I'm back all the time. So I'm happy to be in Greensboro and working with the youth myself.
Yeah, fantastic. I tell you what, the kids are truly fortunate to have a lot of guys and people coming out to support such a wonderful occasion, and we look forward to having a great time with you.
Thanks a lot. Thanks for having me.
We're again at the Phil Ford 4th annual Phil Ford Gala for the Boys and Girls Club, and we're elated to be joined by one of Rocky Mount's prized possessions, Coach Herman Boone from Remember the Titans. How you doing, Coach?
Fine, thank you. How are you?
Doing fantastic. Again, this year, the event's grown to be much larger this year, and we're certainly glad you were able to come out and join us.
Well, I'm certainly, honored and proud just to be a part of this because of, the Phil Ford Foundation and what it does for the children, and particularly the boys and girls of Nash County. And, let's face it, it's these children that's going to replace us unless we play a role in the development of their lives. And then, they're just not going to be what we expect them to be. So,
yeah. I tell you, I heard you tell a real inspirational story when they did the dedication for the Douglas Block, and you talked about again how important it was for young people to dream, and again watching your story and these kids understanding that with the help and assistance of a lot of great people like yourself and other people daily, that they're able to really aspire to get those dreams as well.
Well, I tell young people all over the world that dreams don't have an expiration date. You can continue to dream, but you have to chase that dream when you get up. Have you ever gone to sleep at night and dreamed something, and you got up in the morning and you say, I dreamed that last night. Yeah, right. Well, you have to chase that dream. And if you chase that dream, then you'll be another me. I've always wanted to be a coach, and I chased that dream all of my life until it became a reality. But, there again, like I tell children all over the world, that success is only a word that comes in front of hard work in a dictionary. You'll have to work hard to chase that dream, and you catch up to it, and you follow it, and you hold on to it, and you ride it all over the world.
Yeah, fantastic. As a matter of fact, again, I just watched Remember the Titans the other night.
Oh, you did?
I did.
Oh,
Ironically, it's
God.
a very inspirational story again, and the Boys and Girls Club again helped so many kids in the community. And again, we're very pleased to have you join us for the gala, and we look forward to having a great evening.
Well, I look forward to being a part of this. Denzel is honorary chairman of the Boys and Girls Club throughout the country, and he calls on me many times to to make appearances to help our young boys and our young girls to be better. You know, we, Denzel and I, believe in order to be a terrific man and a terrific woman, you have to be a terrific boy and you have to be a terrific girl. And this is where it starts from. And unless we, as adults who've been where they want to go, can lead them and teach them and monitor them so that they can replace us here, not only in this county, in this city, but throughout the world.
Fantastic. We got to take a look at those championship rings.
Oh God!
I tell you what. Tell us a little bit about those.
Well, this is the Titans ring that the city of Alexandria, in conjunction with Disney, gave all of the Titans. And, of course, this is a ring that I cherish very much because this was the first United States Army All-American High School Bowl team that I coached, about 12 years ago. And these are young people who are Heisman Trophy winners throughout the nation today, Vince Young and all of these kids that I coach, and I wear it with pride.
Fantastic. Well, we're certainly, again, pleased and honored to have you here, and we look forward to having a great evening, Coach, and we'll get out and have a good time, and we hope to see you in many years to come.
Thank you.
Thanks, bunch.
And God bless you.
All right. We're happy to be joined by Rocky Mount Mayor David Combs. How you doing this evening, Mayor Combs?
I'm doing great. Glad to be here tonight for this wonderful event.
Oh, fabulous! I tell you what, you're becoming a strong face out at the Phil Ford Charity for the Boys and Girls Classic. And again, there's a lot of people out this evening and looking to have a great time. And again, we're glad to have you aboard.
Well, I'm glad to be here, and my wife's on the board of directors, so it's hard not to be here when she's here. But it's a great organization and a great event, and it's wonderful for Rocky Mount.
Fabulous! I know the Boys and Girls Club has touched a lot of young people in town, and again. It continues to just grow in leaps and bounds, and again, we're very excited about the success of the classic, and continues to grow as well.
Well, what happens is when you have somebody like Phil, and every time I've been around Phil, the first thing he says is that no matter where I live, Rocky Mount's my home. He's willing to come back and put his time and lend his name to a wonderful golf tournament, and he's has the ability to bring the celebrity golfers in, and somebody like Tyler Hansbrough here, and then tonight recognizing Danny Talbot, and so it's a great event. There are people here not just for the Boys and Girls Club, but also to support Danny and Tyler and Phil for this event. So, it's a great combination tonight.
Fabulous. Again, one question I'm sure everybody wants to know: you playing golf this year?
I'm not playing tomorrow. I do play golf, but I'm not playing tomorrow. I got another commitment, but it's going to be a little warm, but it's going to be cooler than it has been.
Well, fabulous. Again, we want to thank you so much for stopping by for a few moments to speak with us. And again, we hope it's going to be a great evening. And again, as the classic continues to grow and the sport in the Boys and Girls Club continues to grow, we again hope that it can continue to bring the type of people in that will help raise money for a worthy cause.
And that's the key is the Boys and Girls Club. When you look at children at risk and one of our major issues are gangs, violence, youth violence, and the Boys and Girls Club is a model for what needs to be done to make things different.
Fantastic. Again, let's go forward to having a great evening. Again, that's Mayor David Combs of Rocky Mount.
All right, we're out here at the Phil Ford Golf Tournament, and we are with Tony Womack, Major League second baseman. Tony, how you doing today?
Good. How are you?
All right, good. Just tell us a little bit about what it means to come back to North Carolina here and just give back a little bit with a great charity event like this.
It's easy. Being blessed and fortunate to get to where I've been so many years, and kids need help, family needs help, and it's up for us who they watched on TV, seeing play. We have to give back, and it's a pleasure for me to give back.
Now you're talking about them seeing you play on TV. We're coming up in November here, 10th year anniversary of obviously the 2001 World Series. That whole postseason, you had a pretty big hand in that. Just talk about the roller coaster that you went through during that World Series.
Wasn't a roller coaster, man. My dad passed in April, and just a long year for me. The numbers, what they were, but just my best friend was no longer around, so I had to deal with it, and I became a better person. Even though I wasn't a bad person as for it, but I became a better person and a better player because my dad taught me a lot of things, and I learned. But the hard part about it was losing those games in New York, but it happens.
Is there any advice you'd like to give the people out there who might be struggling with something like that and how you got through it?
Believe in the man upstairs. If you trust him, believe in him, a lot of things can happen. And, in order to get stronger, you got to be weak.
All All right, we'll get you out of here on this. You were actually at second base, I believe, when Luis Gonzalez got the game-winning hit. What was going through your mind when you saw the ball go in the air and then fall in short left field?
I was just saying, get down. I didn't care where it went, how he did it. And then once you hit third base and you realize you won, it took about 2 days to realize that you actually did it. You start with 30 teams and then you're the last one standing. So the best feeling in America.
Tony, thank you so much for joining us here today.
Pleasure.
Yep.
We're going to be joined by Walter Davis, former UNC standout and superstar, and Phoenix Suns guard forward.
Yes.
Okay, all the above. And Walt's become a standard at the 4th annual Field Ford Classic. How's it going, Walt?
It's going pretty good. Had a long flight here from Denver to get here for support the Boys and Girls Club for Field Ford. Looking forward to another great evening and a good round of golf.
Oh, matter of fact, how's your golf game?
Golf has been pretty good. I've been playing a lot, and just hopefully they'll stick me with some good players because I'm playing good, but if they get me some better players, we'll win it this year.
Oh, fabulous! I tell you what, the event continues to grow every year, and again, we're very pleased to see it continue to grow. And again, the guys have come out in strong support and see a lot of Carolina contingency out here.
Oh yeah, we stick together. It's a good little family situation. To be there. Coach Dean Smith instilled that in all of us. We like to support each other, and this event that Phil Ford's hosting has been very good, and we're here to help him out.
All right, fabulous. And again, like I said, we're looking forward to a wonderful evening this afternoon. And again, the event raises money for the Boys and Girls Club. And there's a lot of at-risk kids out here, Walt. And I know you've been very instrumental in not only just in this area, but around the country too, and speaking and talking to kids and camps and so forth. And again, we certainly appreciate you reaching out to those kids like that.
All right, thank you very much. Glad to help.
All right, fantastic. We're very honored and privileged to be joined by Phil Ford for the 4th annual Phil Ford Boys and Girls Classic. How's it going, Phil?
Going great. Good to be home. I had an opportunity to play Benvenue today, and it's one of the hardest courses I've ever played in my life, but it's a great course and getting to see a lot of friends, and it's for a great cause, something that's very dear to my heart.
Fabulous. We were just talking to Walt Davis a moment ago, and he was saying that, again, the Carolina contingency, Coach Smith really taught you guys to be a very tight-knit group of people. And, again, you can really see the strong support coming out for your event every year, and it's just getting bigger every year.
Well, thank you very much. We've developed great friendships throughout the years. James Worthy will be here, Tyler Hansbrough, Jimmy Black, Al Wood, and Walt, of course, just a few names from Carolina. But we've got a lot of support from people that didn't go to Carolina, too, like Tony Womack is here and so many other people. Herman Boone is here this year. So we've got a lot of support, and hopefully it'll continue to grow, and something that I look forward to.
Fabulous. I tell you what, this has become the hottest ticket in town. It's almost like the Grammys out here. Again, it's a star-studded gala event out, and again, for a very worthy cause, Phil. And we're just so glad that you're a home guy from Rocky Mount, North Carolina, and super proud of you. And again, this event's turned into something I think that is becoming regional and possibly even national too, because it's getting a lot of exposure.
Well, thank you very much. It's great to be home.
Fantastic. We're glad to be joined here at the 4th annual Field Ford Classic and Gala by former Rocky Mount Senior High standout and UNC standout Melvin Williams. How's it going, Melvin?
Oh, doing well. Glad to be back home, and always coming home is great for me.
Fabulous. I tell you what, again, the event's grown and continue to grow over the years, and obviously for a very good cause, and so glad you're able to come out and donate your time and energy to come out for a very sufficient cause for the boys and girls.
Coming home and just doing anything for young people, that's, what I do back home and call Raleigh home now, working with young people and just doing things, and I've been keeping close with, and, I always tease Phil, it's like, man, we got to do something back home. We got to do something back home. So finally, he came up, stepped up, and we're now doing something, and each year it's growing and growing and growing, and hopefully next year it'll be bigger.
Fabulous. I tell you what's happened is I was kidding Phil again about the huge Carolina contingency here, and I tell you what, a lot of Tar Heels in the building, and Tyler Hansbrough slated to be here, James Worthy as well, and again, and people like yourself that again continue to come out and support such a worthy cause.
Well, Tar Heels is family. I tell people all the time, and we talk about it. When you once a Tar Heeler, you're always a Tar Heeler, and it's just one big family. The football players, we support the basketball support football, so we're just one big Tar Heel family.
Okay, fantastic. Again, we're joined again by Melvin Williams, former Rocky Mount Senior High standout and University of North Carolina standout as well. Hey, thanks a lot for coming out.
All right, thank you.
We're happy to be joined again at the 4th annual Phil Ford Classic for the Boys and Girls Club, and we're happy to be joined by former Rocky Mount Senior High standout and Maryland standout and NFL standout, Mike Lewis. How's it going, Mike?
It's going pretty good. It's going pretty good. I'm glad and privileged to be here, trying to contribute to good cause. They help out the Girls and Boys Club, and it's always a wonderful thing to do.
Right. Again, the event continues to raise a great deal of money for the Boys and Girls Club. Of course, the Boys and Girls Club continues to help a lot of at-risk kids, and it's becoming one of the more prominent events in Rocky Mount. Again, it's a star-studded event, and I have to say, it's good to have a Maryland guy up here. I've had most of the Carolina guys all night. Yeah. It's good for you to come out and represent the Terrapins.
Well, we got another Terrapin here. Keith Gatlin's around here somewhere, so hopefully you had a chance to snatch him. So, and I just told him that we just made a pact that we're going to try to get more of the Maryland boys to come down and help support, our local cause here.
Fantastic. I tell you, it's a wonderful cause. And again, are you playing golf tomorrow?
I'm going to play at it.
Come on, Mike. I tell you what, I was out last year, and I saw you was hitting it pretty good last year. I tell you what. So again, I saw some guys over huddled up a few moments ago and trying to get, trying to get a homer, trying to, get a ringer out there. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. And again, this event is the fourth annual event for the Phil Ford Classic, and again, it's continuing to raise a great deal of money for the local charity. And again, we're very pleased and privileged to have you out, Mike.
It's my pleasure.
It is quite an honor to have the duty of introducing Mr. Phil Ford. Because when I was in high school, at Providence High School, I told our janitor that I would be attending Carolina, at which he just went on and on about, oh, you are going to the school where Phil Ford went to. Greatest Carolina player ever. He was just very impressed, a big fan, and it is an honor for me to have an opportunity to introduce you this evening. So I will go through the statistics. Give me a moment, because there are quite a number to go through. Phil Ford was inducted into the North Carolina Sports Hall of Fame in May of 1991. A consensus All-American in 1976, 77, and 78, he was named College Player of the Year by the U.S. Basketball Writers Association in 1978, when he also won the Eastman USBWA College Player of the Year and John R. Wooden Awards. Additionally, he was Rookie of the Year, NBA Rookie of the Year at that, with the Kansas City Kings in 1979. In 1988, he returned to North Carolina as an assistant coach and helped lead the Tar Heels to the 1993 national title. After Dean Smith retired in 1997, Ford became the top assistant to his successor, Coach Bill Guthridge. In 2002, Ford was named to the ACC 50th Anniversary Men's Basketball Team, honoring 50 best players in ACC history. Ford's name is synonymous with his enthusiastic attitudes, and for the past 3 years, he has committed himself to participate in the Golf Classic and has invited many celebrities and sponsors to participate in the tournament. Funds raised from this event each year have allowed more than 100 youth to become a part of the Boys and Girls Clubs of Nash and Edgecombe counties. It is my absolute honor and pleasure to introduce to you Mr. Phil Ford.
All my family is here, and my friends, and all the celebrities that traveled a long distance to be here. I can't thank you enough. I want to thank Brittany and Bob for agreeing to MC tonight. You guys are doing a great job. Everybody knows who you are, and the fact that you are here means so much. Tyler, man, I can't thank you enough. It's not often that you have the most decorated athlete in the history of the University of North Carolina at your event. So, but it's great to be home. And I'll be short. It's great to come home every year and help raise funds for the youth in our community. And being associated with the Boys and Girls Club, it's just been so enjoyable to me. Teresa Shaw, who's back tonight. Teresa, recently Teresa accepted a position in Naples, Florida. And I don't know how many of you really know Teresa, but she's an old country girl and she can cook. And I told her, I said, once you get down there and cook one of those country meals for those rich people, they're going to make you open up a restaurant down there. So it's great to see her and Mike back and her daughter Megan. Thanks for being here. Let's see here. Oh yeah, how can I forget? You know, we're here tonight to honor Danny Talbot. Now, I don't know, I've known Danny all of my life, you know, since I was a small kid. So, you know, Danny, my kids call me old, so what does that make you? So, but you know, I have been fortunate enough to meet a lot of athletes in my life, but I've never met an overall better athlete than Danny Talbot. Now, you just think about it. To be a star on your state high school championship in football, basketball, and baseball. I mean, I can't think that's ever been done before in the same year. You know, I always kid them all the time. You know, I said, why don't you just try out for the Carolina Hurricanes? You can't do it worse than But, you know, so many celebrities here, but I got to tell one story about my buddy that's here tonight, Rasheed Wallace. You know, I was coaching in North Carolina. And the first time I saw Rasheed Wallace play, you look at him now, he's an old, fat, old man. First time I saw him, he was 6'11", 210 pounds. And I saw him play, and I said, oh my God. I had never seen anything like that before. And I called Coach Smith, and we were very fortunate that he came to the University of North Carolina. You know, he's, you know, with his size and athleticism and understanding of the game, his soft hands, I mean, he could outrun everybody in here. You know, he's just an unbelievable player. But, you know, I just want to thank everybody for being here. You know, for over 46 years, the Boys and Girls Club, you know, nationally in Scone County has been, you know, providing a safe haven for our youth to go to, and we're going to continue to do that. You know, I won't go through a lot of the stats. Bob mentioned about the C average with 91% of over 2,000 kids. You know, that's unbelievable. There were no pregnancies, you know, and I want to sit down. Before I sit down, you know, I would like for everyone, I know I've never asked this before, I don't know how he did it, but I think we need to give a standing ovation to Mr. Tony Orr. We would have got this done if it wasn't for Tony. I really don't understand how he, you know, puts this on every year and continues to carry out all of his other duties with the Boys and Girls Club. Tony, thank you for everything you do. I really appreciate our friendship. We've, you know, bonded over the last 3 years, and I really thank you, man. I really appreciate everything. So, again, thanks for your support, and let's have a good evening tonight. And thanks for coming out to honor Danny. Thank you very much.
All right, Chris, you turn these lights up anytime. I don't know where C.R. Robbins is, but I got Sergeant Sparks right over here. If you stand up, people throw C.R. called me yesterday, reminded me about that, so thank God your cohort Tom Betts ain't here tonight. But anyhow, we on the watch out for you. I don't know how to follow this deal. I got this speech here all written out this damn, you know. And I got to follow this beautiful young lady, Phil Ford, Tyler Hansbrough, all these great athletes. Football, basketball, baseball players sitting out here, coaches, sitting in this audience who I admire. and have always admired as a Carolina alum. And I think back to the days of watching Carolina athletics before I participated as the best bench warmer they ever had. You know, if you're in this new place called the Blue Zone, and it's been in the papers quite a bit lately, you know I'm not part of the lawsuit. I paid my deal's already paid, so I can't get my money back. So no money down, refund. And people ask me, say, where are you going to sit? How do you like your seat? Just then I said, let me tell you something. I have sat on every seat in Kingdom Stadium from the end of the bench for 3 years to the west end zone, to the seats upstairs, to the post box, and now we're going into the blue zone. I'll have to let you know. But I want to first welcome all of our out-of-town guests and their athletes and celebrities for showing up. Special thank you, Phil, and his tireless efforts to continue in the promote the Boys and Girls Club. Phil, even though you live out of town, you're always a Rocky Mountain guy. And even though the hips might be bad, I bet you can still knock down that. And I would be willing to bet you, if Phil not got that finger in the eye, he might have gone down to the best point ever in NBA history. The Boys and Girls Club does so much for Rocky Mountain. You've heard the statistics again. Tony and his crowd do a wonderful job. Tyler, we thank you for coming. No matter what your school affiliation was in the ACC, everybody loved the way you played the game and still play. That night I saw you take that one on the nose from Duke. You got your ass up off the floor. I said, that's my kind of guy. I'll get in foxhole with him, much rather have him than Holden Thorpe in my foxhole. You made others around you play better, and you led by example, and we really appreciate it. There's so many great athletes out here, and Phil and Tom have already addressed, and Renee's addressed. But I want to give a special shout out to my good buddy Bob Holland. I don't know what year it was, had to be 67, 68, 69. He was hanging around Chapel Hill. I was waiting to go into the Marine Corps of all things. Good God, resides. Talk about a rude awakening. Go from Chapel Hill to Quantico in one weekend. Here you come in, you report up there, you got on UNC football t-shirt, your hair's down here, and you got a little gunny sergeant up like this. And he's on your face, and the first thing they do is shave your head. And they say, son, you got the rifle in your hand. Ooh. This is a hell of a thing. But Bob was there. We had a wonderful time that weekend. And I cannot believe that you removed 10 cars. My roommate, who also coached Everett Withers at App State. Everett Withers went there as a Mike working recruit. And when they got fired, he comes Mac to take over. So that's where all that came from. Anyhow, we'll move on to bigger, better things. I think we need to thank Chris Alexander and the whole staff here at Beverages for putting on this program. In the morning, we'll have a wonderful round of golf on a beautiful golf course, and it rains this past week. It really rained up in you. Champion review of greens are the same things those boys are playing down in Atlanta right now. And can't say enough about Richie Parker, certified PGA professional, and his fine staff. So anyhow, we got 2.5 weeks ago, I got a phone call on my cell phone. You know, it was not Barack Obama. And it was BT. He said, Francis, I need for you to introduce me at the Phil Ford Gala for the Boys and Girls Club. And I said, you know, I've been looking at you for 60 years. You know, yeah, we can do that. We can do that. So I hung the phone up. I said, man, how the heck can you introduce a man who needs no introduction? It'd be like Phil coming right around. Tyler Hansbrough going to Pop and Love. Rashid going to where he's from. Walter Gates going to where he's from. How in the world do you introduce a man who needs no introduction? So I'm going to tell you a couple of stories. I'm not going to tell you about the bus station girls, the girls in Greensboro, the girls in Clemson. Because my wife Catherine and Merlene were sitting down here, and I got to go home tonight. But anyhow, and this ties right into Tyler's deal about bonding. We started at about 6 years old through the local YMCA's, small fry baseball, later on midget football, then the junior high, then the high school, and then they gave me a ride at Chapel Hill just to look after this guy. And that's where that deal from the best seat to the worst seat came from. But anyhow, at a young age, we all realized the athletic ability of this man was far superior to the rest of his peers, both in that age group and older. He could throw a baseball hard, a football further, and more accurate. Basketball, nobody, a jump shot wasn't even invented then, but he had one. And they didn't, you know, he was better than his own age group and age group older than that. We all wanted, in those groups, you compete against each other from the neighborhoods, and it's like Tyler said, from the neighborhoods and this, that, and the other. Then you come together when you go to school. And we all started in junior high, and we were preached to by our coaches, and we realized we got something special here. We got a guy with incredible athletic ability who you couldn't dislike the guy because he was good. And I'm sure everybody's played with superstars that you didn't like. We see that every day. Couldn't dislike any time. His mom and daddy did a great job of teaching him the things that are important. We all had our roles, and we knew that if we did what our roles and our coaches told us to do this day, we could have something special. Now, we're talking about 9th grade. We had no idea that in the school year 1962-1963 that we would do in Rocky Mount High School athletics what has never been done before and has never been done since. When you win, at that time 4A was the biggest conference. When you win football, basketball, baseball, you've done something, folks. You have done something. I reckon the pinnacle of that success was the first championship that we won down there in Winston-Salem. We were 9-0-1. We got tied by Fayetteville, who Danny blocked an extra point, like Kilgore Julian film. He still ain't right walking up his back. An extra point. They had two guys down there, fullback was named Tommy Bradford. He played state. The two linebackers, I was one of them. I was 160 This guy used us for a road map all night long. Touchdown. But somehow or another, we got out of that deal. We went on and we won. And we all accepted our roles. We accepted our roles. We knew that if we did what we were coached to, we'd do it 100%, as you well know. But if we adhered to the coach's coaching, that sooner or later, number 10 was going to make a play. Offense, defense, and, as I just mentioned, special teams. And we had some great athletes on that team. Some of them carried over to the next year when Rocky Mount won it again. But we had the best. No disrespect to Phil and those guys because they came on later. But we knew and we had enough confidence, just do what you're supposed to do. Don't screw up. Number 10 will get you a win. Number 10 will get you the win. Every player on that role, offense, defense. I'm going to tell you right now, folks, Danny got better protection here in Rocky Mount High School by his offensive line than he did Chapel Hill. He's shaking his head right there in agreement. Because I was lucky enough, after high school and after a year in prison, at a military school, to go to Chapel Hill as a walk-on. And the only reason Coach Hickey gave me a scholarship was because he assigned me this man to take care of. I carried the bags. I made sure he didn't get beat up in the ball. And I mentioned that deal in Clemson again when they moved the first 2 teams out of this hotel they put us in. A hairdresser's convention on Friday afternoon. Coach Hickey come in there, seen all them women in the lobby, start screaming for John Lacey. You know what? Lacey, who made these guys? They moved the first 2 teams across the street. I thought I was going to cross the street. I got the man moved in across the street. Coach Hickey said, cross the street. I never had more fun in my life. That's before I met my bride. We'll talk just a second. Danny took a pounding in several of his games, and I think that to the extreme of when I was taking care of a boy. We played somebody in Kingdom's Day, I can't remember who it was, but he literally got the you-know-what beat out of him. It was a hot afternoon. There were a lot of young kids outside the Kingdom Field House. Going on. So they wanted to keep him, Lace wanted to keep him for an hour or so, and ice him, and this, that, the other, second. So I said, took it from him. I said, I can't disappoint these kids. So I went to Morris' place, and I said, give me Danny's practice jersey. He gave me number 10 practice jersey. I put a red towel on my head. I walked out and asked, beep, all the way from Kingdom Field House to Aaron House. I wonder what those autographs are. Maybe anybody know the damn difference. Even those years in Carolina were physically demanding, my boy still enjoyed a lot of success. ACC Player of the Year in '65 in football, 1966. Athlete of the Year in the ACC, MVP in the East-West game, where I remember watching on black and white TV, he was 13 for 13 in the first half. All ACC baseball, hit 357, took Carolina to the College World Series in Omaha, made all ACC 3 years in a row. Now, mind you, there was no freshman. Freshmen couldn't play back then. It was in the ancient days. So he made all ACC baseball, sophomore, junior, senior year. From there on, we went to the pro deal, this, that, and the other, et cetera, et cetera. He got drafted by the 49ers, who I think their scouts were probably at the East-West game and probably got a passion for him and this, that, and the other. But they drafted him, and the Baltimore Orioles also picked him. And I reckon that was a draft back then. And Danny chose to go play baseball. And he played 1 year in the Orioles organization. And then the 49ers traded his rights to the Redskins. Well, this was a chance for Dan to come back and get back into football. So he came back, signed with the Redskins. I was in OCS at Quantico, the same Marines. And I would go up to see them practice at RFK. And Lieutenant Barnes could walk right in the damn practice. Because I told him, I said, I know Danny Talbot and I know Chris Hamburger. But anyhow, he spent 3 years with the Redskins, where he backed up S.J., Sonny Jurgensen, and he played for the legendary Vince Lombardi. Now, I don't know if they're football fans in here or not, but can you imagine just sitting there on the sidelines and being in the meetings and learning from somebody like Vince Lombardi? Sonny Jurgensen was a quarterback. He was quite a character on the field and off the field. He played at Wilmington High School down there in Wilmington, where the coach was legendary, a guy by the name of Leon Bromley. Coach football, basketball, and baseball. And he called Danny the best high school athlete he ever saw. He not only coached SJ, he also coached Roman Gabriel. That's a heck of a statement, folks. That's a heck of a statement. So Danny went on and finished after 3 years of that. And then he comes into the real world. First in the banking business, and then as a pharmaceutical salesman for over 30 years. And then he hits that magic age and goes to retirement. Thinking all along that I got him made now. Merle and I are going to play golf, we're going to play tennis, we're going to go to Outer Banks, we're going to go to the mountains, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, we're going to do and travel this, that, and the other. But he ran into his toughest opponent of his life. Ran into cancer. 10 months ago, Danny was diagnosed with multiple myeloma. Tough call. Tough call. Calls me up one Friday night, all sobbing at his dad. He's in France. He's like, I said, let's get this mark straight right now. I'll be over there in 5 minutes. So we went over there, and I said to him, I said, we're going to get this over with, get all the sobbing, all the why-me, flush them Xanax, and let's get on with it. This is nothing but a 4th and goal on the goal line. And I expect you to win. I expect you to score and win. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there he sits, 66, almost 67 in November. Uglier, meaner, sassier than ever. Got cancer with a chokehold, and I want to present to you my best friend, Dan Talbot.
First of all, does anybody know where Clemson, South Carolina is? I've never been there in my life. You know, sometimes people have a tendency to exaggerate things, and so anyway, but I am happy to be here and just overwhelmed with this crowd. I think it's absolutely wonderful. I think it's wonderful what Tony and everyone associated with the Boys and Girls Club has done. And you know, it's just a pleasure for me to be here. And folks, I apologize. I had to put up with it for 60 years. You had to put up with it for 15 minutes. And I'm going to tell you, it has not been easy. Man, it nearly got me killed on many occasions. But really, what I just like to talk to you for just a few seconds about is, you know, so many times when you come to these events and, you know, you're trying to prepare a speech and you start thinking about what should I say or what should I not say. But I think so many times we always try to come up with some profound statement in our speech. And, you know, I thought about something profound, and maybe I'm not smart enough coming from Chapel Hill to make a profound statement. But I do want to say this, that I think that tonight's profound statement has been made by you guys for being here and showing what a fantastic support group you are for the Boys and Girls Club of Nash and Edgecombe County. So just give yourselves a big round of applause because I think it's you know, and when you look at that, and then I think about these young boys and girls, just how fortunate they are to have the support from this community like I've had for so many, many years. I just think it's awesome. And then I look in return, and we've heard the numbers of what these kids have done in and out of school. I mean, how awesome can that be for the lessons they've learned and the structures that they're getting for the rest of their life? Because, you know, they're going to be the backbone of this community for so many, many years to come. And I just want to really thank you guys for this honor tonight. I'll try to get through it. It's just a great honor to be able to be honored by so many friends that I've known for so many years. And like I said, this town has been such a support group for me and supported me and been with me from an early age, as Marion said. From the time we won the state championships, we'd go to ball games and we'd have more fans at an away game than the team we were playing at home had. So, you know, it's always been a town, and tonight proves what a great community Rocky Mount is and how they support their own. And I think that's something that we all should be extremely proud of, to not only to live here, but to be a part of this community and what it represents. But I do want to thank each and every one who is associated with the Boys and Girls Club, who has made this night possible for me. It's such a great honor, and it's one that I will cherish for the rest of my life. And I thank you for coming and being a part of it and sharing it with me. And I really want to thank Tony and Phil, and especially Phil, for sharing this night and allowing me to share this night with him, and the great job that he's done. And, you know, to thank Phil, because so many times people, athletes and other people, they forget where they come from, and they don't come back and give back to the community, but Phil has done such a fantastic job, and I just want to thank you, buddy. I do have one story I'd like to tell you about 4 months ago. Phil and Tony come to visit me in the hospital, and we were talking about tonight's gala, and we were talking about the golf tournament for tomorrow, and, you know, and we were talking about the golf. I said, well, Phil, how's your golf game? He said, DT, he said, man, I played today, and I'm playing pretty good. I said, man, that's great. So we go on, you know, and I'm thinking, well, God, he's playing better. He says he's playing a lot, and he's getting ready so he'll play better this year at the golfing event. And I'm thinking good. So he calls me last week, and he says, look, says, a bunch of the guys are going to play Friday morning. We want you to come out and be with us. So I said, that's great, Phil. How you playing? He said, well, Danny, I don't know, I'm playing okay, I guess. And, you know, when golfers say I'm playing okay, if you've ever played golf, golfers are like fishermen. They tendency to exaggerate, you know, the fish is this big, or, you know, I'm not playing very well, and then you get a bet up and they beat your brains out. So, you know, you have to kind of watch these things. So I said, well, you know, he said, well, I'm playing. He said, well, look, I've gone from an 8 to a 4. I said, Phil, man, that's fantastic. You really have been playing a lot, and you got that handicap from an 8 to a 4. That's fantastic. He said, no, Danny, you don't understand. I'm talking about going from losing 8 balls around to only 4. So anyway, whichever team Phil's playing on tomorrow, you guys ride him like a horse because he's playing better. Okay? But I'm going to shut up and sit down. But before I do, I just want to thank you again for everything. And I'll get down and let you guys start getting ready to shake your booty to the Sleeping Booty Band. Thank you, and God bless you.
Don't go too far, Danny. We've got a couple of things for you here. First, I'd like to say the scariest thing I've heard tonight is that somebody would put a gun in Marion Barnes' hands. I don't think they knew who they were talking to. First, I'd like to thank all of you for being here. This is a great event for the city of Rocky Mount, to the athletes that came in, the celebrities, Coach Boone. Thank you all for being here so much. It means a lot. I know not only to Phil for the support that he gets for his tournament, but to Danny and to everybody that's here tonight. I know you're taking your time out of your schedules to make this a special event. I want to get on Teresa Shaw because she left Rocky Mount. We thank you for what you did in organizing this tournament, and we want to thank you for all the work that you've done in the past. I would like to also thank the board of directors. I don't know that anybody thanked them tonight, but they do a great job of running this organization, and we wouldn't be here tonight if it wasn't for them and the staff of the Boys and Girls Club. And Tyler, I want to personally thank you for being here. You know, there's nothing wrong with being from a small town. Rocky Mount may be a little bit larger, but at the same time, you make great relationships. And I think everybody that's in here tonight, I've got a college, a friend of mine that came back, and we grew up together from elementary school on. He came back tonight because he knows Danny, and so those relationships do make a difference over a course of a lifetime. When I always get around Phil Ford, one of the first things that he will say is, I may not live in Rocky Mount, but Rocky Mount is my home. And I want to thank Phil for continuing to come back year after year to help support Rocky Mount. He doesn't live here today, but he still thinks of Rocky Mount as his home, and he's a special person, and I really do want to thank you for your effort in this tournament. It means a lot to the boys and girls that go to this organization. And I was at a meeting last night, and it was called Badges, Bibles, and Business. And one of the issues that we have is that there are young people that get into trouble. They get a record, and then they can't get employed. It is a real issue. And one of the things that the Boys and Girls Clubs do, they keep people, children, young men and women out of trouble. They keep them off the streets. They give them something productive to do. And we've got over 2,000 young men and women involved in the Boys and Girls Club, and it does make a difference in our community. When my wife called Danny about doing this tonight and being our special honoree tonight, we weren't sure what Danny would say, given the fact that he was sick. But he didn't hesitate at all.
He said, yes, I'll be glad to do it. Don't know if I could play golf at that time because didn't know about his situation, but he didn't hesitate to say, yes, I'll do it. He's been a great ambassador for the city of Rocky Mount for so many years in so many places. We have very little in common when it comes to athletic ability, but we do have one thing in common. We married well, and I want to recognize his wife, Marlene, as well tonight. So we have two things for Danny tonight, and he didn't know it, but one of the things that we've been doing is we've been having Danny Talbot all day today in the city of Rocky Mount, so I want to call him up for a couple of presentations. And when I talked to Danny, and I've known him for many, many years, my uncle Pookie was one of his coaches, and one of the things that I would say to all, yeah, who names their kid Pookie, right? But my uncle used to coach Danny and knew him very, very well. And one of the things I would tell you, that none of these athletes here today would be here if it weren't for the mentors in their life, if it weren't for the coaches that saw something in them from early ages on through high school and college and the pros. It's all of those people that mentored them along the way, and that's what the Boys and Girls Club does in Rocky Mount. It mentors the young people that are in our community. But I've got two things for Danny, and this just says, City of Rocky Mount, North Carolina, proclamation August 13, 2011 is hereby designated as Danny Talbot Day in the City of Rocky Mount, and its observance is commended to our citizens, signed by me, Mayor David Combs. And I also have something that I've been mayor now for almost 4 years, and I've only given away one other of these while I've been mayor, and that was to Nelson Mandela's daughter when she came to Rocky Mount for Martin Luther King Day here in Rocky Mount. But it is an honor tonight to present this to Danny. He doesn't need a key to the city of Rocky Mount. All of you will let him in at any time. But he's a special person here in Rocky Mount, and as I said before, he's been a great ambassador for the city of Rocky Mount for so many years, and he will continue to be for many years, I know, and thank you for all you've done for the city of Rocky Mount.
Good evening. I'm going to be real short and sweet since everyone has thanked everyone and everyone has acknowledged everyone. I'm Gloria Wiggins-Hicks. I'm Chief Volunteer Officer of the Boys and Girls Clubs of Edgecombe and Nash Counties. I would like for the members of the volunteer board to please stand. On behalf of the board, I would like to appreciate and thank you individually and collectively for your support of Boys and Girls Club. I would like to ask Dana to please come over here, please. On behalf of the board, I would like to present Danny with this award, which reads, Civic Leadership Award presented to Danny Talbot for your generous commitment of time, support, and inspiration to our community, August 12, 2011. Thank you.
I didn't know I was going to have to wing it. Teresa, will you come up, please?
my niece up here. My wife told me every time I'm on TV, she just pops up at the tube. So I said, come on up here with me. You know, when I found out Teresa was coming back tonight, you know, I said, Teal, what can we do to honor her for her, you know, dedication and commitment that, you know, she served us for so many years. And, you know, just our friendship, I'm really going to miss her. You know, I can't think of so many nice things that she's done for me. And I don't know how many of you have been here before. You know, my nickname for Teresa is Bobby Knight. So that's what we call her. That's what I call her, Coach Knight. So, but, you know, on a serious note, I do want to thank her for her friendship and everything that she's done with this, not only with this tournament, but with the Boys and Girls Club. So I want to present Teresa Shaw with these flowers.
Well, you know, this is the only night they've allowed me to speak. In the past years, I just was supposed to do the work. But when you have to deal with Phil Ford, you have to be Bobby Knight. I have had to run him down. I've had to call him several times to make sure he was doing what he was supposed to do. And so we have had a great time. And so I'm sure he's probably glad I've moved on. But we have had a wonderful relationship with Boys and Girls Clubs, and I certainly appreciate all, Phil, that you've done for the Boys and Girls Club. And again, to this great community of supporters. It is awesome what you do to make a difference in the lives of our young people. I certainly miss all of you, but I am continuing my work with young people all over the country. And so in Naples, Florida, I'm still working with young people from Haitians to Hispanics to all children. So I will continue my work, and I hope that you'll continue your work here in Rocky Mount to continue to help our young people. Again, I thank you, and I thank you for being here. And Danny, you know, it was so funny with Danny. When we finally got him to come into the office, he did. He came all teary-eyed, and he wanted to do all that. I said, oh no, do you know what they call me? I said, we're going to work, and we're going to get this thing done. But you know, I had a special person who, in Boys and Girls Clubs, who is committed beyond anything that you know, and that is Tony Orr. And when I left the organization, I had no doubt that he would continue with what we know, and that is to work with young people and to make sure that the Phil Ford Golf Classic would continue. And so I was just elated to come back tonight. And Tony, again, I thank you for all your work. You have certainly been all that I knew you would be, and I'm so proud of you. And Danny, it was just delightful to come in today and see you with hair. Thank you.
So who has had a magnificent time tonight? Mr. Talbot, you are an inspirational, amazing man who has done great things athletically. You continue to do great things in the community. So it's been a pleasure honoring you this evening. And Mr. Barnes, you're quite a character. This evening has truly been an enormous success, and we cannot say it enough. None of this would have been possible without the support and the generosity of all of you who are gathered here this evening. There are economic challenges out there for everyone, and if you've been paying any attention to the news this week, even the federal government is not immune to financial issues, so everybody is dealing with it. And it's important that when we have uncertain times like this, that the young people of the Boys and Girls Club continue to have places to go for nurturing and for support. So thank you again for being here today and being here this weekend to make this event a success. We continue to thank you for your support for the Boys and Girls Club. Now, before we close, just a couple of housekeeping notes. Those of you who are seated at sponsor tables, we ask that you stay put because we'd like to take pictures with you afterwards so that we can recognize you. There will be a host that will come to your table to let you know when and where you need to go, but just stay put until that happens. Also, as we transition into dance time, who's ready to do a little boogie? About 15 to 20 minutes it's going to take us to transition. Get the band set up and set up our dance area. So during that time, we don't want you to leave. We want you to stay around and continue to enjoy the night. So you can head to the 2 lounges to continue having cocktails this evening as we prepare to dance the night away to a band that I love to say the name, Sleeping Booty. Also, I believe we have our 50-50 raffle. We'll do that before we officially wrap the program up. Okay, the winner will get $3.75. So if you bought a raffle ticket, you could go ahead and take that out, and we will pick a winner. All right, it is ticket number 624717. 624717. Oh, we have a winner. Congratulations. Again, this has been a wonderful night to honor Mr. Danny Talbot and his accomplishments, not only on the athletic field, but then also within the community. Again, thank you so much for your support and your attendance tonight. You can get additional information about the Boys and Girls Club of Nash and Edgecombe County at bgcnec.org. And we look forward to seeing you again next year, so have a great night.
We're happy to be joined by Ms. Teresa Shaw, former director of the Rocky Mount Boys and Girls Club. How's it going this evening?
It's going well. I'm excited to be back for this wonderful event for the Boys and Girls Clubs, the Field Ford Golf Classic. As you know, this has been a wonderful event for the last 4 years, and this year exceeds what it's been in the past. So.
Fabulous. I tell you what, fabulous. You've been so instrumental in making this such a wonderful event. I tell you, and your entire staff. I mean, it's been a wonderful, wonderful event, and we see a star-studded group of stars out tonight, raising money again for Nash and Edgecombe County and the Boys and Girls Club. And of course, we've just recently lost you. One of Rocky Mount's most precious commodities. We recently lost you, but again, we appreciate all the efforts and things that you've done for the city as well.
Well, I'll always be here. I don't feel like that I've really gone, because you're always in my heart and in my prayers that things will continue to go well for our young people in our community. I have been so honored to be here in Rocky Mount for over 22 years and work with some of the great young people in our community. And in the past 7 years, I've had a great board of directors who has also lived up to the vision of Boys and Girls Clubs, and that is to make sure that we have a safe place for young people in our community and that we will continue to help them learn and grow. And so I feel real good about the support here in Rocky Mount. and I will continue my work with helping young people all over the country.
Fantastic. You are truly loved in this area, and again, you've done such a marvelous job. This event I've seen this event grow. I've been privileged to be around it the last several years, and I've seen it really grow, again, with a lot of your efforts, and again, your staff's effort too. We certainly want to thank you for all you've done, and Phil Ford as well, and Tyler Hansbrough, and I tell you, it's been a really colorful night, and we look forward to having a great time for the remainder of the evening.
Thank you so very much.
All right, thank you. We're happy to be joined out at the 4th annual Phil Ford Classic for the Boys and Girls Club in Rocky Mount by Carolina great and Indiana Pacer Tyler Hansbrough. How's it going, Tyler?
Doing well.
Fantastic. Listen, we're so excited to have you in the area and come down and show your support for the annual classic as it continues to grow. And I know a lot of young people will be inspired by your efforts on the basketball court as well as off the court as well.
Yeah, it's good to come back. It's good to come down here and kind of give back and to a good cause, to the Boys and Girls Club. And it's good to come back here and see everybody really supportive about it.
I tell you what, it's fantastic. Again, you've done such a fantastic job, and of course, and Phil and all the other members of the Boys and Girls Club staff have done a great job in putting this gala event together. And again, with people like yourself continuing to come down and give and lend your support, I'm sure it's going to grow into a larger event. And we hope we can get you back in the coming years.
Yeah, this is a great event. And you had a lot of, people come back, and a lot of people in the crowd that I got a chance to meet. So I learned a lot, and being honored to come back.
Fantastic. Again, your efforts on the court exemplify the type of things that we want all young people to sort of follow. I tell you what, you got to be Charlie Hustle out there on the court, and you really get it done out there. And we appreciate again your efforts, Tyler. And we hope to see you again in the near future.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
All right, thank you.
Hello, Rocky Mountain.
Yes, sir.
As Phil called it, the smallest city in the state of North Carolina.
All right. Great. Hey, we're glad to be joined here today by Carolina legend Al Wood. How's it going, Al?
Yeah, we're having a lot of fun, doing a great cause, and just glad to be here.
Fantastic. I see it's a great day for golf, and again, I see it's a strong Carolina contingency out here for the Classic. It's the 4th year of it. It seems to be growing every year.
Yes, we're real thankful that Phil has come back and doing what he's doing, and we have a pretty good Carolina family as well as some other guys from around the area. So we just excited to be doing a good deed.
Right, and again, like I said, this is the 4th annual Phil Ford Classic for the Boys and Girls Club, and with a strong array of stars, and like I said, hit them straight.
Well, we're going to have fun, and I got a great group of guys I'm playing with here. We just need to win.
All right, fantastic.
L. Davis, UNC. Good buddy Sam. Got to use this one. He said he's still looking, but I don't think he is. I don't know.
We're pleased to be joined by former Carolina superstar and NBA superstar James Worthy. How's it going, James?
It's all good.
Fantastic. We're so excited to have you in Rocky Mount for the 4th annual Phil Ford Classic, obviously a worthy cause. And the tournament's grown to such a large stature now. What's been going on with you though?
Well, I'm still in Los Angeles and I'm doing some broadcasting out there locally. But when I come back for this tournament, Phil Ford was my idol. growing up and watched him run the four corners and got to know him when I was going to basketball camp. And one of the things that we all share is that, you know, we know why we're given a platform. You know, you don't get this success and you don't get that platform unless you're willing to give something back.
Absolutely.
So that's what it's all about. And we all grew up in the Boys and Girls Club, and well, actually when we grew up it was just the Boys Club, and we all learned from that. So we are a reflection of some of the young kids, and so it's just nice to be able to give something back.
Fantastic. I know a lot of you guys have been instrumental in being, you know, very positive role models for a lot of young kids now in the Boys and Girls Club, now having such a large success in Rocky Mount. And with you guys continuing to come out and show your support, I'm sure it'll be a great tournament, you know, in years to come.
Well, that's the beauty of, you know, connecting with some of your former teammates and creating those relationships over the years, because, you know, Phil was well thought of. So it's easy to come back. You know, you got Walter Davis here, Al Wood, you know, a bunch of guys love Phil, and so this is what we do. We know it's important during this tough economic climate. We still have to keep the doors open for the boys and girls, because they don't have a choice. They have to have those doors open, and we can help them with some programs and give them the support that they need.
Fantastic. One last question. Who's hitting the ball the straightest, State or Carolina?
I'm sorry?
Who's hitting the ball the straightest, State players or Carolina players?
You talking about Michigan State?
No, North Carolina State.
Never heard of them.
Never heard of them. Thanks a lot, Jay. And we're going to be joined by Neil Nielsen, Davenport Auto Park. How's it going?
Doing fine.
Great.
Great show.
We'd just like to ask if has anybody had a hole-in-one today?
Not yet, but we've had some people come pretty close.
Some near hole-in-ones. Fantastic. Tell us a little bit about Davenport Auto.
Okay, we've been in business since 1929. My grandfather started the business, and we're Honda Buick GMC dealer here in Rocky Mount.
Fabulous. I tell you what, I see a lot of the nameplates running around town. I know you guys do a great job out there. But I tell you, obviously a great cause today, the 4th annual Field 4 Classic.
We're glad to be a part of it.
Fabulous, fabulous. And one of the core sponsors. And again, it seems to be growing every year.
And it's getting better every year, and this is a really nice place to have it here.
Yeah.
I think everybody's having a really good time.
Fantastic. We want to thank you a lot for stopping by.
Well, thank you.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.